According to the Pew Research Center, roughly 6 in 10 young men report being single. Overall, 3 in 10 U.S. adults are single, meaning they are not married, living with a partner, or in a committed romantic relationship. This share has not changed since the center asked this question in 2019. And in this video, we're going to see the top 3 reasons why men under 30, men in their 20s, are staying single.
Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are talking about the 3 biggest reasons why young men are staying single. A lot of this that I'm going to tell you today, you might already realize, but I think that the third one is something that I have not heard anyone else really talk about. And you guys might not agree with me. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. I am just really seeing that there has been changes like over the last 5 years to cause
big changes.
that number 3 is happening. And it is absolutely contributing as a major factor as to why a lot of men are staying single. We are seeing way more men in their 20s, more than any other generation, remain single, and oftentimes by choice. A lot of you guys that are listening, you might not be in your 20s, but this absolutely impacts every age group in the dating pool, because we're seeing a lot more of the gaps in age dating each other. So I think this is going to be an interesting topic. Here's my take. Before we get started though, remember to like the video and subscribe, guys, if you haven't yet, to catch my videos at least every Friday, sometimes Tuesdays as well. Number 1, we have to talk about it, guys.
Yeah, that's facts, because my woman's about to be 27 and I'm about to be 45, and it works. It really, really works. Like, out of all the relationships I've had in my lifetime, this is one of the best as far as like how we meet each other's needs just naturally. Like, we don't have to tell each other to do it. It's just automatically what it is. So I believe her on that. And guys are getting tired of the Western mentality and what feminism has done to the minds of the women. And men are just like opting out. Men are getting smarter. Men are not offering themselves to get finessed because they understand that they have the control. And we were lied to for a number of years, and things are really changing. You know, things always gets to homeostasis. The universe loves balance and loves homeostasis. So everything is going to find a balance, and that's facts. Let's continue.
A big reason why a lot of young men are single are because of dating apps, specifically the impact that dating apps have on men versus women and their mindset when it comes to dating. The reality is that women think of themselves way more highly than they actually are because of what is happening on dating apps.
Because of social media and dating apps, the social media is giving them the overinflated sense of ego. You know, you have lots and lots of options that's trying to get at you, but those options aren't for like the long haul. Those options are mainly for smacks only, and that gives women the illusion that they can have any man that they want, or they can easily jump in and out of relationships, and that's not the case.
Before I say much more, I want to show you guys a video of a woman that is having like this aha moment on the impact that dating apps are having on both men and women.
Social media and online dating, how particularly horrible it is for all of us, as we all know and experience. But in fact, it is particularly bad for men. If you have 50 men on Tinder and 50 women on Tinder, 46 of the women will give all of their attention to 4 men. On Tinder, a man of average attractiveness has to swipe 200 times to get 1 swipe back for coffee. And if the coffee date happens, 4 out of 5 of those said coffees will ghost him. For the first time in 275 years, a man or woman at the age of 30 is not doing as well as their parents were at 30. This is particularly for young men. Women overall, though, are progressing much faster than they have previously in society. Men are falling short of that, And if your instinct reaction is to say, well, they had the head start and the system was built by them, that is true, except when I begin to think about my brothers or my future sons. And the reality, the current situation is men are not doing well. And who wants economically and emotionally viable men the most? Women.
When you hear those numbers, I think that it makes you actually really understand the impact on the mentality of men and women when it comes to dating apps. Because the fact is that a lot of women that are like a 5, 6, 7, they truly think that they are a 10 because of social media.
This is absolutely true. I'm not even going to hold you. This is absolutely true. Like I was saying earlier, because what social media has done is given women an overinflated sense of self, of beauty, of pride, ego, all these things, because so many people are jumping in their inboxes, even famous people. So now they think that, oh, because a famous person jumped in my inbox, this is what I deserve. This is the type of woman that I am. Drake jumped in my inbox. Offset jumped in my inbox. You get what I'm saying? Like, big names. Oh, ASAP Rocky jumped in my inbox. I spent the weekend with Travis Scott. Do you get what I'm saying? Bars. That rhymed anyway. So, but these little instances, these things. Oh, I'm attracted to this big 6-footer. He plays football for Ohio State University. You know, things like that. It's making it more accessible for average women that wouldn't have had enough access to a lot of men to have access to men all around the world, and vice versa. Now men are able to just go in like this, like they're a kid in a candy store, and just pick out whichever woman they want if they earn the right amount of money. Because most times the women that go out and look for men, they're looking for the high earners. That's mostly every woman's type. And if she says not, then she must be an outlier. You get what I'm saying? Like, but there's very far and few of those. They are out there. Trust me, they're out there. I know that for personal experience. But that's the thing, man. So let's continue.
And because of her experience on dating apps, it convinces her that she is an absolute dime. So what ends up happening is that she won't even look at men that are in her league, that are 5s and 6s, because she's become so delusional in her own superficial value that those men are invisible. She doesn't see them. But the guys that are 8s and above that she thinks are in her league, they do end up giving her attention because she's kind of an easy target to them. They just want her for her easy access to her body, potentially.
And this is another fact. And it's hard to say sometimes. Well, not for me, but it's hard to say in society without being chastised and ridiculed or called misogynist and stuff like that. If there's a woman that, you know, men will visually consider a 4 or 5 that's getting attention from people that they would consider 8s and 9s, it's really for sexual access because they're so easy. They're throwing it out there. And guys that are at the top are looking to have a good time. They're not looking to really settle down and have a family. You get what I'm saying? Until, you know, they get older in age and they start, you know, evolving in life. They done had their fill and their share of women. Then they just decide, like, you know what? I want to settle down. I want to start a family. I want to provide for my family. Those type of women that are looking for those type of guys usually fall short because she's looking for him, but he's looking for the opposite of her. You get what I'm saying? He's going to pick the quiet one. The one that's not loud, the one that's not occupying social media, the one that has like 3 followers that don't even have a profile picture on her social media, that barely be on social media, or thirst trapping. This is something that you ladies have to consider deeply. And I know there's women who watch my channel. As 20% of my channel is made up of women. This is an 80-20 channel. This is not just for only men. The women that watch, most likely they're in relationships, long-term relationships, or marriage type of relationships. And if this is a fact, hit me in them comments, ladies. Let them know that there are ladies that are married and in long-term relationships that understand and agree with a lot of these points that I put out there. Because I'm just trying to get it to the women in their minds, the ones that don't have access to this information, or the ones that are stuck in echo chambers, because I have faith that this will reach one of those women and change their minds about how they're dealing with their mate selection and how they're dealing with the dating game and the way that they choose to operate within it. And my other mission is to make sure that the guys are being the best that they can be, to be their best and greatest selves, and understand this information and this knowledge that weren't taught to many of us because we lacked the masculinity in our lives. You know, I didn't grow up with my father, but I grew up with my grandfather. So I still had masculine instruction, and he was the head of the whole family. I'm talking about all the way down to the grandchildren. Like, everybody looked at him. He was the top of the hierarchy. You know what I mean? It was really a patriarchal family structure that I came up in. So I understand what it's like for a man to lead his household and make sure he protects and provides for his household. And this is the message I'm trying to deliver for the men and women, so we can get back into healthier relationships.
And not to actually date. So she ends up wasting away her 20s because she has these crazy expectations under the belief that she's not going to settle. She deserves what she deserves because she thinks she's a 10. And in reality, she will reach her 30s and her biological clock is sounding the alarm so that she'll actually start seeing the men that are at her level. But the problem now is that those men are actually out of her league. They are above her league because a lot of those men have actually spent time improving their economic status.
So I think as men, we need to put our minds on what the mission is. And the mission is to take care of your family as well as yourself and your society around you, your community that's around you. You have to be of service to the people around you. You take times for yourself to fulfill your own needs. You get what I'm saying? So I'm actually opening up a group soon. The merch drop today, February 22nd, 2025. You can see it right here. Pain is the best motivator. So go to my shop window and you can see it. So it is up to men to pursue their own greatness and become the best versions of themselves that they can be for themselves and their family and the societies around them. You get what I'm saying? Because if you're not bringing any service, like you're failing at your manly purpose, so to speak. And I think that men should go through the trials and tribulations. They should go through that pain because the pain is going to build the character for the man. You get what I'm saying? Pain destroys women. That's why we have to do our hard work, because we're blessed genetically to withstand the physicalities of living life. That's why we're the protectors, we're the providers. Women are delicate like flowers. They must be taken care of. They must be protected. They must be sheltered. And this is just biology. This is human nature. And once we get back into those orders, we'll have more successful relationships. We'll have more successful societies, because now we're having families and homes being uplifted and upgraded. Especially the children. The children will learn better work ethic, better morals, because now you have the masculine and the feminine principles living in the same household. So they can understand both of them, so they're not conflicted. Yeah, man, let's continue.
Because they focused on work and they focused on their success. And so now she's kind of screwed. Like, she has to really lower her expectations to end up in a relationship, or she doesn't do that and she becomes this like chronic first date dater. Whereas what I've seen is that men go in two different directions once they hit their 30s and 40s. One group has focused on increasing their value and they decide that they want a wife, right? They find a younger woman that values stability and success of an older man. The other group of men unrelated to if he's increased his value or not. These men have become so turned off from women's unrealistic expectations that they become okay with being single. Like they actually find peace. They stop efforts into dating and instead they turn their efforts towards themselves, like whatever hobby that brings them joy, whatever work brings them purpose, they focus on that. Moving on to the second biggest reason why men are single. The fact is that a lot of men are focusing on increasing their value through work and social network rather than having a relationship that makes them worse. It used to be a lot of men's focus to just end up in a committed relationship that fit his needs, and then he would have a young family and he would be supported to focus on his work. But now, either in his own experience or in the experience of his peers that he's witnessing, he sees that women are not staying committed. They are leaving their husbands at the first sign of trouble, or even when there's literally like nothing wrong with him, he's not doing anything wrong, she's leaving him because she's not happy. So as a result, a lot of men are just finding other things that give them purpose and joy outside a romantic relationship.
Yes, yes, and more yes. Keep your mind on your purpose. The relationship will find you. The woman that's supposed to fit inside of that will find you. But you have to keep your mind on your purpose. And a lot of men have been turned off because we see in all the headline stories about a woman divorcing a man and taking half, and all these celebrity dramas, and how the women are just taking the men to the cleaners. After a while, see, men are problem solvers by nature. We'll see the problem. We'll understand the problem. We'll come up with a solution to neutralize that problem so we can move on, move forward. But the more we keep seeing women finessing men, more likely the Western women with the Western mentality, we see men starting to turn away from it because it doesn't look like a good investment for them. I'm talking about investment of time, energy, resources, everything. Because when you get into a relationship, you're not going to be stingy with anything. You're giving to each other. That's why it's supposed to be 100-100. You give 100 of yourself, she gives 100 of herself, and y'all both have 100 between each other. You get what I'm saying? But the more men see women finessing, and the more we see women rap about it now, and the more we see even R&B singers is singing about it. It looks like a big strip club out here. It looks really crazy. It looks very promiscuous in America. What man is going to pick that to get into a long-term relationship with? And they're trying to sun and shame men who won't get into a long-term relationship with corn stars. That's a whole nother subject. Let's continue.
The third reason why there are a lot more young single men is that men's standards have increased. I said it, guys. You can agree or disagree in the comments, but it
I
has
agree.
been revealed that men oftentimes have to endure within a romantic relationship in order to maintain the promises that he's made within that relationship. And this has been revealed by women that are in marriages. And I am going to show you an example of one of those women. Before I say anything more, let's watch the video.
Yeah, Brittany, it seems like she's a little bit overwhelmed, and yeah, he's noticing.
This is a huge problem. Okay, that man has a need. He is sick, and his woman is bothered by it. Like that woman, that wife, I'm sorry, she does not like her husband.
I agree. She does not like her husband. Because a woman that really, really likes you and really loves you is going to make sure she put that nurturing on you and make sure she nurture you back to health. Even when it's mentally, she'll nurture you back to health. That's part of her purpose. And if she's not operating in that purpose, she's destructive. And vice versa for the man. If he's not operating in his purpose, he's destructive.
And no man wants to really end up in that situation. The sad part is that that man probably knows that he's in that situation. But that man is in a hard spot because it is not as easy as just telling him to leave. Like, it's just not that simple. He knows it. But content like this, when men see content like this, where it is clear as day that that woman does not like her husband and he probably does so much for her, because of this, men that are single, that are out there looking potentially to date someone, they are picking out and they are seeing the red flags so that they don't end up in a relationship like this. This is absolutely like one of those situations that so many men would say they are at peace with being single. They're good. They're not missing out on anything. That is it, guys. As always, leave it in the comments if you agree or disagree, and I will see you next week.
All right, now let's. I hear everything she said, and I'm glad she does this work. This is Emily W. King. I love the work she does because she's an advocate for men's rights and to make sure that men don't get finessed. You know what I'm saying? So she's one of the ones that understands. Her mentality will be part of the 20% that subscribe to my channel. Let's look at some of these comments though. Single equals no debt, no drama, no disrespect. End of story. At McLovin. Lots of us older guys are staying single as well. That's crazy because that's the truth. A lot of the older men have been the ones going through the bull and getting finessed. You get what I'm saying? So they can't meet the insane expectations. They don't want added stress. They would rather save their money. We're tired of the games. We're tired of the double standards. We're tired of the unrealistic expectations. We are tired of the unrealistic expectations. The most important thing I expect from a relationship is loyalty. Thus far, I have not met a single woman I can trust. Part of that, brother, is you got to do some inner work on yourself because you just can't go out there just getting in relationships with women you don't trust. That's kind of a you problem. You get what I'm saying? She has to do something in order for you to give her that eye. And once she do something to make you get that eye, she should be out of there anyway. You should be vetting better. So your couture, that right there, that's partly a you problem, and the other part is the women, but you keep picking those women. So make sure you be mindful of that. I am a 31-year-old single debt-free mechanic, and I can tell you right now, I don't miss the drama or expensive dating. Maintaining my truck is cheaper than a relationship, and I won't get any emotional drama from it either. Wow. See, this is crazy. Men are actually checking out because they're tired of the women with their intelligent selves using the mental Jedi trick and running laps over these men. Let's continue. Hearing other men describe how they were treated in divorce court is a good reason to stay single. That's another thing that's true. We seeing it. We can't unsee this. And it's over 50% likelihood that a marriage will end in divorce. So you roll the dice. You take your chances. Men, stay single. I'm 51 and have been married for 16 years. My background, high school star, athlete, homecoming king, D1 University, 2 sport athlete. Damn, it's a lot of accolades there, brother. And working in finance, making great money. I married the one who I thought checked all the boxes, not focused on looks, but in terms of a long-term partner and mother of my child. Let me tell you, the moment you get married, everything changes. Everything. The woman knows that she has you. The respect starts to decrease, sex starts to decrease, mood starts to decrease, energy decreases, the house turns into a negative nightmare. The problem is you will probably have a child, so you want to stick it out so you can see your child 100% of the time. That's facts. Please do not fall for the woman's honey trap. It's all a trap. All it is a trap. Pardon me. Focus on yourself, your wants and needs, hobbies, and just live your life. Life is too short to deal with another person's emotional shortcomings. You have the world by its balls. Don't ruin it. Do not listen to any more advice telling you to increase your value. What does that mean? What does that even mean? You don't need to increase your value. for no one. Live life the way you want to live it and die with a smile on your face. Peace. Dirk Jackson, 8939. Now that right there, that's crazy work. So after this video, you see the top 3 reasons why men are staying alone, why men are staying single. So you let me know if you got a friend or if you're one of those men that's in this experience, that's having this experience in your life. Let us know how's it going. Tell us your experiences in the comments. And until the next time, peace.